Man, can you tell how unhappy I am with this movie? Jeez Louise. Yo, what is up, my Cinedroids? G to the S here. Today, I'm gonna be reviewing one of the most generic and daunting animated films Sony Pictures has ever created on planet Earth, Surf's Up. Let's just get this over with. Apparently, surfing means everything to teenage penguin Cody Maverick. Played by what the heck is Shia LeBouf doing here? Anyway, followed by a documentary film crew, which was never explained in the first place. I'll get to that later. Anyhow, he leaves his home in Antarctica for Pengu Island, site of the Big Z Memorial Surf-Off. Okay. Cody wants to be respected and admired. What a shock. And he believes that winning the competition will bring him what he craves. Okay, this sounds familiar. However, an encounter with washed-up surfer Geek, played by Jeff Bridges of all people, teaches Cody about what is truly important. Okay, am I getting some Cars vibes in this snorefest? What the heck did I just watch, guys? Seriously, say what you will about this movie, but let me start off by saying that the pacing in this film felt like it took forever to get to the freaking point already. In terms of character development, and I know this is gonna have some spoilers in this review, but whatever, this is my video, I'm allowed to express my opinion. It's what I do. So there's this whole love triangle aspect between both Cody and the female penguin named Lonnie, played by the female Bergen from Trolls, Zooey Deschanel, although this slogfest came out first. Anyways, they're trying to make it come off as charming and romantic, to say the least, but I never felt a spark between them. They're just boring stock characters that serve no purpose to the story. Then you got this one show-off jerk that competes with Cody in some sort of surfing competition, and all I have to say about him is that he just comes off as an immature man-child that is so full of pride, and I was like, this is Chick Hicks from Cars all over again. And you got this washed-up screw-up who claims that he once served as some sort of idol and or legend to our main protagonist, but in the process he gave up that life to start one of his own, which does make sense, I'll admit. But again, he's just a carbon copy of Doc Hudson from Cars. Oh, and Cody's dad in this film? He was a jerk throughout this whole movie. I never sensed a realization in him. I never felt like they got along. Heck, the dysfunctional family dynamic was not necessary in the first place. But even during the after credits scene, he's still not changed his attitude throughout the whole movie. Again, fight me in the comments, but I'm sorry. In terms of execution, the characters in this film are either forgettable or just cardboard cutouts of Pixar characters. It's like if the writers of both Cars and Ratatouille got drunk at a local bar, smoked a cigarette outside, and wanted to make a kids film that has self-referential humor and blatant jokes that serve no weight to the characters whatsoever. That's pretty much all I can describe the character development in this movie. Heck, at least Happy Feet had characters that are forgettable, sure, but at least they have a personality to them that makes the film somewhat passable. These characters in this film, in comparison, however, are just bland, dull, and uninteresting. I have nothing more to say about it. Moving on. The story in this film, I thought was also boring. I mean, I know they want to come off as some sort of a creature comforts feeling to it, and I know it's an animated film, it's not supposed to look realistic, but I feel like I've seen this shtick plenty of times. This is like if the writers of Shrek made a mockumentary animated film that has animal characters being interviewed by the producers filming it. Stage lights, boom mics, director's chairs, the whole shebang. Again, I get it, it's animation, you're not supposed to take it too seriously, and I totally understand where you're coming from. I don't mind it, as long as it's not been done numerous times. Boy, was little kid me smart enough to think, what the heck is this movie about? How's that interesting to me? Seriously, even as a kid, I was not interested in watching this film. I remember seeing TV ads of it on the Stars channel whenever I would watch one of the weirdest cartoon shows called Angela Anaconda. I'm sure you guys have never heard of it, but I have, so there's that. But anyways, when this movie showed up in one of the commercials, I legit skipped it because I thought it was not one of those animated films that I grew up with at the time. Sure, the How to Train Your Dragon movies were not made back then. The first one came out 3 years later, but still, it was nothing like Finding Nemo, TMNT 2007, which I thought was leagues better than this movie. Toy Story 2, because I haven't gotten used to the first film yet. I was still afraid of it years ago. And most importantly, Chicken Run. Hands down. Nothing like those films that I cherish to death and still do to this day. And boy, does it feel good to be right. To sum things up, and I'm sorry if I'm ripping this movie apart for you guys, but I did not enjoy the story in this movie. I thought it was tiresome, repetitive, and predictable. Even the humor in this movie wasn't that enjoyable. In typical Hollywood fashion, the modern jokes in this movie seems like it has been done countless times. The awkward family dynamic, the comic relief, the show-off aspect, the chemistry between both Cody and Geek, the mockumentary feel to it, they are all just boring to sit through. None of them made me laugh, none of them stand out. I was sitting there in complete silence, observing the whole thing, and I was stone-faced throughout the entire runtime of this movie. It was about 85 minutes long, and it felt like it was 4 hours. And I know I'm not supposed to feel like that when it comes to animated films. They're supposed to be fun, vibrant, and colorful, and there's a lot of neat visuals in this movie. I'll get to that later. But again, the humor in this film just wasn't distinct enough. Okay, let me calm down and think about some of the positives in this film. The visuals in this film were at least vibrant at best. They're not at all terrible to watch. Kudos to the animators for their dedication and hard work. Even the voice acting direction from both the director of the 2 Frozen movies, Chris Buck, and the directing animator on Toy Story 2, Brannon, wasn't that bad either. Although, nothing special to me at least. But kudos to the cast for doing a decent job in their roles. That's all the positives that I can muster, unfortunately. In the end, spam some hate comments on this video and dislike it all you want. But I thought Surf Stuff was boring, generic, cliche, predictable, and underwhelming. Not a fan whatsoever. So as a result, I rate Surf's Up a 2 out of 5 stars. Not to put disrespect on the people who do like this film. If you did, that's awesome. I'm really glad you can enjoy something that I couldn't. You don't have to listen to me. Me personally, I would rather watch Ratatouille instead. So Surf's Up, have you seen it? If you have, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Do you agree with me? Do you completely despise my opinion on this movie? Answers down below, please. Also, if you like this video and you want to see some more, make sure that like button shines in your face. That'll totally help me out a ton. Also, share that video with your family and friends and favorite it. That's a very good way to show support for this review. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell right next to you so you can be notified of future videos that I have in store for you. Also, if you want a shout out in a future video, just follow me on both Instagram and Twitter, and I will choose one of my Cinedroids to be displayed as a shout out. The link's in the description below. And also follow me on Stardust so you can catch early reactions to movies, TV show episodes, and trailers. I'll put a link to that below in the description as well so you can download the app for yourself. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.